Hello, my name is Jason Hornick. I'm the Director of Surgical Pathology and Immunohistochemistry at the Brigham and Women's Hospital and Professor of Pathology at Harvard Medical School. In this session, I'm going to discuss hereditary colon cancer predisposition syndromes. What do we need to know? I have the following disclosures. I am a consultant to Eli Lilly and Epizyme. Before we discuss about each of the hereditary colon cancer predisposition syndromes, I think it's important to put them in context. If you look at all comers, all colon cancers in the United States, and think about what the relative contributions of the various hereditary syndromes are to the colon cancer incidence, you'll see that Lynch syndrome is by far the most common. In fact, between 3 and 5% of all colon cancers are attributable to Lynch syndrome. The second most common of these syndromes is FAP, familial adenomatous polyposis, which accounts for about 1% of colon cancers. And all the other syndromes in this group are quite uncommon. We have mut-YH-associated polyposis, and the hamartomatous polyposis syndromes, including juvenile polyposis, Peutz-Jeghers syndrome, and the P10 hamartoma tumor syndrome, which is also widely known as Cowden syndrome. And each of these other syndromes account for much less than 1% of all colon cancers. It's also helpful to step back and think about how colon cancer happens in terms of its molecular genetics and how we classify it. About 85% of colon cancers belong to the chromosomal instability pathway. These are also known as microsatellite stable colon cancers. About 15% of colon cancers instead have high-level microsatellite instability, also known as mismatch repair deficiency or MSI-high. 80% of these 15% of colon cancers are sporadic tumors. The microsatellite instability in such cases is caused by MLH1 promoter methylation. The other 20% of the MSI-high colon cancers, again, that's about 3% or 4% overall of the colon cancer population, belong to the Lynch syndrome group, and these are caused by germline mutations in one of the genes that encodes the mismatch repair complex. By far the most common are MLH1 and MSH2. Less commonly, patients inherit a germline mutation in MSH6 or PMS2. There are some interesting differences between sporadic mismatch repair deficient colon cancers and mismatch repair deficient colon cancers in patients with Lynch syndrome. The sporadic tumors are more common in women, in the right colon, and in older adults with a mean age of 70 years. In contrast, in patients with Lynch syndrome, such cancers can occur anywhere in the colon. They have an equal gender distribution, and they usually occur in younger adults. The mean age of Lynch syndrome-associated colon cancers is 50 years. So what about the precursor lesions? Sporadic carcinomas in this group often arise from sessile serrated polyps, whereas in Lynch syndrome, mismatch repair deficient colon cancers arise from conventional adenomas. The rest of the features are quite similar. They have distinctive histology, a favorable prognosis when stage matched to the chromosomal instability pathway colon cancers, the so-called microsatellite stable colon cancers, and they do not respond well to 5-fluorouracil-based conventional chemotherapy. But as I'm sure many of you know, in recent years it's been recognized that these carcinomas respond very well to immune checkpoint inhibitor therapy. And for that reason, testing for mismatch repair deficiency is becoming more and more common.